In this video, I'm going to share with you a powerful way for lawyers to get cases for free. And all you need is the internet sprinkled with a little bit of hustle. And no, this isn't another video on word of mouth referrals, even though I still love me some old school referrals. This one is a little bit different. Welcome to Law Venture, a channel devoted to lawyers wanting to take their legal career to the next level. My name's Jarrett Stone. I'm the owner of Stone Firm PLC, but more importantly, today I'm your guide to talking about legal marketing. In particular, we're going to talk about the #1 way to utilize the internet so you can blow up your practice, but in a good way. Okay, I'm getting excited about this. So what you need to do when utilizing the internet is provide value to people for free. I know. Providing something of value for free to people seems like a terrible business model, but in reality, it's probably the smartest move you can make. You see, it's all about the law of reciprocity, which now that I'm saying it, I just realized I've always written it down, I've read it, but I've never actually verbally said reciprocity. So I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But with the law of reciprocity, the concept is simple. You first have to give before you can receive. Let's use Law Venture as an example. In particular, Law Venture provides a lot of free content. And it's this free content that ultimately builds trust with an audience. And it's this trust that converts some of the audience into customers. I do the exact same thing with my law firm. I first provide free legal help to either potential referral sources or potential clients through things like Instagram posts, phone calls, or using my website. And it's the free legal advice that helps establish the trust with the audience and also allows for me to establish myself as an authority in the personal injury space. And with this trust, that helps convert people into clients or referral sources. Look, I'm confident in the fact that if you're watching this video, you probably have expertise for days. And so you can pump out the free legal content as much as your heart desires. But that's the easy part. The difficult part is having an audience to actually receive the help, to receive the content, to build the trust with, to eventually turn some of those audience members into clients. And that's where a lot of people end up struggling. They have all the expertise, but they don't have the people to connect with. Look, I'll be the first to say that building an audience from scratch takes a lot of time and energy. With Law Venture, there was definitely a long period of time where Law Venture videos weren't getting any views. And with Instagram, I had to be very active on the platform and network, again, actively with people in order to grow the follower count over time. And in a lot of situations, a lot of the Law Venture community members these days don't necessarily have the time and energy to devote to building an audience from scratch. But fortunately, there's an alternative approach. What you can do as a different strategy is connect with someone else's audience instead of building your own. In fact, today's video sponsor, Levelset's Legal Guard, is a great example of a company sharing its massive audience with lawyers for free. So let's flesh out this specific example to really illustrate a very powerful concept that all lawyers need to consider. In particular, Levelset has access to thousands of people in the construction industry. And oftentimes, these construction businesses need a lawyer in order to handle a construction matter. So what Levelset has done is provided a platform that connects the construction business with the attorney. When companies do this, it's really a win-win-win. In this example, the customer gets legal help, Levelset gets a happy customer, and the lawyer gets an audience that they didn't have to build for free. I know this is still a bit abstract, so let's make it more concrete by hopping into the computer. Okay, now we are on Levelset's website. In particular, we're on the portion of the website that connects the audience to the attorney and vice versa. I want to direct your attention over here. As you can see, according to Levelset, their members count to date is around 78,000. That's a lot. That's a massive audience, and that's an audience that would probably take us lawyers forever to build from scratch. Now, what's interesting with Levelset's platform is that you can go down here to legal help. I've already clicked it, and you can search by the state in order to see who all is needing legal help in your jurisdiction. So let's go down to Texas because that is my jurisdiction. Now let's take a look at what popped up. So we can see questions are being asked by anonymous contractors and people with profiles. And today's date is, let's see what today's date is, February 9th. So today a question was asked, there was already an answer, and a few things to really point out here. First, the dates tell me that there's a lot of activity on this website, which isn't surprising if they have like 78,000 community members. So if we just do a quick scroll, with today being February 9th, we can see that there have been recent posts almost every single day for the last few weeks. So let's just hop down to this one right here. Click 2 answers. Let's see what we can get. So we have the question here, and then we have 3 replies. So it looks like an attorney responded. This attorney has 114 reviews on this platform, which is incredible. So he's obviously very, very active. And we have a response, and we have kind of the pitch at the bottom for the attorney to be contacted. This is really interesting to me because, again, there's help being offered here for free value. And then at the end of it, you have the pitch, contact me if you need further assistance. And this really gets to the heart of providing that free value, establish yourself as an authority, build that trust, and potentially convert someone into a client. One final thing to note is that just because you're answering someone's question doesn't mean that the answer is going to die whenever you answer that particular person's question. Meaning that whenever somebody else has maybe a similar question, it looks like they can type in their question, see if that question has already been answered. And so if you've already provided help and value to one member of the audience, that may actually be like a mini billboard that ultimately results in you getting extra exposure by helping other people with similar problems. Speaking of billboard, it looks like through Levelset's website that lawyers in the construction space can have their own little billboards themselves virtually by signing up through this directory. And this allows the construction business to not have to wait to ask a question and wait for the answer from the lawyer. Instead, it allows the construction business to be a little bit more proactive by clicking here, which I already did, and then going to construction lawyers, and then clicking the state that they're located in this situation. Let's click on Texas because that's where I'm located. And then at this point, they could go even further and niche down to their specific location in all these major cities in the state of Texas, or they can begin their search right away. And so let's get a little oriented here. This is interesting. I'm seeing this upcoming webinars, so I'm gonna click this to see what this is about. Learn how to get paid faster by watching webinars led by construction attorneys. This is interesting because, again, the point of this video is providing value up front to establish trust and to establish your credentials as someone who's knowledgeable in this space. So with Levelset kind of taking things a step further by providing not only an audience, but a platform to be able to have these webinars and these free CLEs, that's something to definitely consider. So that's interesting. Let's hop out of this and get back to our search here. Now, this is the lawyer that we were just looking at earlier, and notice that he's at the top of the search results from what we're looking at. And also notice that this guy spells his first name the same exact way I spell my first name. And that's very coincidental. I haven't seen a lot of Jareds who spell it the same exact way. It's even weirder now that I'm going through this that we have Stone right here, which is my last name, Jarrett Stone at Stone & Stone. That is not my law firm, not affiliated. This is very coincidental, and apparently I have a lot of competition in the state of Texas for not only my first name, but my last name. But if we get back on topic here, notice again, the guy that we were looking at is at the top, but they also have this spotlight feature to where these people are front and center. And that's interesting because if there's ever competition, the question is, how can you stand out from the competition? So let's click on Mr. Cartwright III's profile and see exactly what's going on here. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. As we can see the shield with the scales of justice, we can also see it here. You may have to squint a little bit. So it looks like Mr. Cartwright III is a legal guard lawyer. And with legal guard, there are a lot of perks, and it looks like one of those perks is extra exposure. One thing that I really like about the profile is that it includes a call to action so that it makes it super simple for businesses to reach out to the lawyer directly by simply clicking this button and then providing a form that I'm assuming gets sent to the lawyer in the law firm. Let's see what this says. Get your questions answered by a community of credit managers, lawyers, and construction professionals. We'll notify the community about your question and email you as soon as it's answered. Any legal questions get sent right to our network of attorneys and can be posted anonymously. And I'm pretty sure that these network of attorneys are part of Legal Guard. And so that's something that if you're interested in doing, you can definitely optimize your exposure through Legal Guard. This is such a great example of piggybacking on someone else's audience. For the construction lawyers out there, Levelset has done the hard work for you. They've spent the money, they've spent the time building the audience of thousands of people who are in the construction space, and they have a platform ready to connect the construction business and you, the construction lawyer. I just wish more companies in different areas of law and different spaces were doing the exact same thing. All of this is definitely a new concept. There aren't a lot of companies out there that are connecting their audience with lawyers in order for there to be that win-win-win. In fact, Levelset's Legal Guard is basically in its infancy, but this is all very exciting to me. Even though I'm not in the construction space, if there's a new wave going on that's very similar to Levelset's Legal Guard, then that means there's going to be a lot of opportunity. Like we saw when we hopped into the computer, there weren't a ton of answers on specific posts. And when there's a lot of opportunity, there's a great possibility that you're going to be kind of the first adopters to really maximize the success of sharing somebody else's audience. By the way, if you are in the construction space and you're interested in maybe utilizing this platform and opportunity, I'll go ahead and leave a link to Levelset's platform and Legal Guard down below. And if you're like me and you're not in the construction space, there still may be creative opportunities to piggyback on somebody else's audience. By the way, WebMD, if you're watching, because why wouldn't you be watching a law venture video on legal marketing? I have a recommendation. Take a page out of Levelset's book and allow me to interact with your audience that is going to WebMD for injuries that they sustained in a car wreck. I think that would be a win-win-win as well. Look, if you're really interested in this concept of piggybacking on somebody else's audience, and you can't really find a company that's sharing its audience with lawyers, then you're gonna have to do a little bit of hustling and be a bit creative. For example, if you're an attorney who practices under the massive umbrella of business law, then there's a strong possibility that there is a network community of small business owners in your area that are probably either sharing a Facebook group together or maybe a Reddit page together, or they have their own website with a forum online as well. Do some research, figure out if that group exists. Most likely it does. And if it does, become part of that group, provide the value up front, and allow the law of reciprocity to return the favor in the long run. Or if you don't think there is an audience out there to be able to provide value to, then that actually is a good thing. That's an opportunity there, because if you build the audience from scratch, that's invaluable because nobody else has what you have. Just know, with either approach, whether you're building your own audience or you're piggybacking on someone else's, it's all about giving before you can receive. And that's the important principle that we need to understand in the legal community. And that's all I have. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or if you just want to say hi, leave those in the comment section down below. If you're still watching this video, I hope that means you liked it. If you did like it, be sure to hit that like button. Help support the channel, allows us to rank higher, reach more people, ultimately help more people. That's always the goal. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the Law Venture brand, don't forget to subscribe down below as well. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next video. I went into it expecting the tea to be pretty hot, but it's actually the perfect amount of warmth. It's the little things in life.